Hey guys, it's Vin from The Better Gentleman, and today we're going to be talking about the Samsung S20. It was just announced a couple days back, and it'll be available for pre-order starting February 21st. There's a lot to discuss about this device, and I'll break it down into separate videos, so please be sure to subscribe. We'll talk about what's new with the S20, reasons to buy it, and reasons not to buy it. In this video, I'm going to talk about the reasons you should get the Galaxy S20, or if you should not get the Galaxy S20. And simply put, the reasons to get it are because it has a better display, it has better cameras, it's got a bigger battery, there's no Bixby button on this one, and for your consideration, there are pre-order specials available right now. This includes trade-in specials where they give you up to $600 for last year's phones, and then they also have the other specials where they give you the Galaxy Buds Plus or $200 depending on which phone model and which region you're in. And honestly, if you have anything that's the S9 or prior to that, and if you were thinking about getting something newer, this would be the phone to get. Alright, now let's talk about the reasons not to get the S20. The big one is price. These are really expensive phones, and to be honest, you really don't need to be spending that much on a device. And this doesn't have a headphone jack, which sadly they cut out, and it's 5G only in the US, even though we're not ready for it. We're paying an extra premium for 5G devices, and it won't even be readily available for at least another year in my opinion. And just so you know, the base and plus models anyways can only get the low band frequencies, which isn't really the 5G that you think of. They show all these crazy speeds and whatnot for 5G, and a lot of people think that that's what they're going to be getting with these devices. However, low band 5G is not that much faster than 4G. And honestly, you probably wouldn't even really notice the difference because 4G is already so fast. And if you did want the 5G that, well, what most of us consider 5G to be, you would need to get the Ultra model, which is compatible with the millimeter wave 5G. So if you're getting the Plus and the regular model, you're not really going to be noticing that much of a difference in the first place. And again, like I said, it's just not ready yet. Another reason not to get it is if you don't have a device that qualifies for their trade-in special, because if you wait for this, it'll get cheaper on its own. You don't really have to go ahead and trade in. I think the trading in is only really beneficial to people that are going to be trading up this year anyways. And another thing to consider is that even though the camera specs might make it sound like it's a huge upgrade, it's really not that big of an upgrade from the S10 or the Note 10 Plus. If you're looking at the base and plus models anyways, those really don't have that big of an upgrade in specs unless you're going to be using that telephoto lens a lot, which has the higher megapixel count. The only really impressive and monumental upgrade to the camera would be if you're getting the Ultra. And really, if you do have the S10 and if you're happy with it, this won't be that big of an upgrade. Unless, again, you're going for the Ultra version. If you're going for the regular one, you're not going to really notice it too much. The only big difference would be the display there. And keep in mind that a lot of the features that they were talking about at the Unpacked event, they will be available to the S10 series with future updates. And the last reason not to get it is simply to tell Samsung to stop increasing their prices. Right now, they're trying to go ahead and take the crown from Apple, and I get that. But we used to make fun of Apple for what they were, and which included, not having micro SD slots, not having a headphone jack, being insanely high priced, and we're already moving towards that direction. And at this point, it's kind of like, what's the point? And it's really a big blow to the people that have kind of been standing by them over the years. Alright, so in conclusion, I gotta be honest, I'm getting the Ultra for myself, but mainly so I can review it. However, I don't think the majority of people will need such a device. The S10 holds up amazingly well, more amazing than previous generations of Samsungs. Typically by now, they start feeling laggy and outdated, when they're a year old, but the 10 series is still going strong, and I actually think that Samsung is intending to keep these around a little bit longer than they have with previous generations, mostly because they went ahead and they announced a price reduction, which they do normally do. However, they just go ahead and they do that quietly. But this year, Samsung's kind of pulling out an Apple by saying that they're reducing the prices and kind of saying that they have a device for everyone at every price point. Somewhere between $600 to $1,400, they got you covered. It's kind of like a one-stop shop. So will you guys be getting these devices? Please leave a comment down below. Let me know. And for more content like this, please be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.